Hello everyone, this is your captain speaking and welcome to another Speedpaint. This one's going to be purely audio, so it'll be better, I guess. I will be explaining the steps that I did to do the Shambling Mound. The first thing that I did was I did a base coat of a dark green color from Flames of War. Cover the entire miniature with that, trying to get into every recess possible, but if there was a recess that I couldn't get to, that was alright because I was going to wash it later. This took a while. After I let that dry, I took a dark green tone and covered all of the miniature once again, very liberally, trying to make sure to put the darkest tone on the bottom of the feet and anywhere where the light wouldn't be cast. So anywhere there was dark shadows, I would put darker tone. You can't see it very well in the video, but that's what I'm doing. Speaking of, if you have any suggestions for lights or lighting setups, I would gladly love to hear that. Gladly love. That's what I said, that's what I'm going to stick with. The next thing that I did was I took probably a monster brown or a leather brown and did almost all of the prominent tree branches that I could see all over the front and the back, and some over the arms. And even on his weird tree mustache, I did some of those as well. I then did my best to touch it up, to make the green around it look better, and for the brown to look much better. Then after that dried, I took a darker brown, did some of the other branches that were lower on the body, and did some very rudimentary shading, some dry brushing on the branches to give it some depth. Most of the branches that were under the arms, or on the bottom of some of the branches that were already painted would be this darker brown. Then I took the same base coat green again, and I touched up the edges to make it look cleaner. I then let that dry and took a lighter color of green, covered the front of the left arm, the tops of the head and the back, the tops of the tentacles, coming out of the back, and the top of the right arm. I also put a little bit of the light green on the front of the right knee where some light would be cast. After that dried, I took another lighter green, I think it was goblin green, and put it right on the top of the head and in the middle of the arm, right in the center of where the bright green was before, trying to create a highlight method. I then took the lightest green that I had used and put it all over the leaves of the creature. Any leaf that I could find, I painted the bright green, which I did not like. So later on, I took some of the leaves that were in the shadow and dry brushed them or made them a darker color entirely to make them look slightly better. Then I took the color Wet Mud, painted it on the mushrooms and the shoulder mushroom on the shoulder. Shelf mushroom on the shoulder, not the shoulder mushroom. The shoulder mushroom on the shelf is now brown. And so is the mushrooms on the top of the head. Then took some of my skeleton bone and did the teeth. That was much too bright for my liking. So I dry brushed it in a little dark green. And here we have the finished product. If you have any suggestions of what I could have done better, or any questions about what I did do because I didn't explain it too well, or suggestions on lighting, suggestions on technique, or anything at all, please let me know. Thanks.